Here's the unfortunate reality. Liver disease is becoming more and more common in our modern society. Now, your liver, one of the most vital organs in your body, does a lot of important stuff like filtering toxins, helping with fat digestion, and storing energy. But guess what? The food you eat might actually be bad for your liver health. There are certain foods that can cause inflammation, stress, or fatty deposits in your liver, which can lead to damage. If you don't do something about it, you could end up with liver problems like cirrhosis, hepatitis, or even cancer. But don't worry. We're here to help you prevent all that. In this video, we'll tell you about 13 common foods that could be messing with your liver. Number 1. Sugar. Excessive sugar consumption is widely known as a major culprit for liver damage. When we eat food and drinks loaded with sugar, it causes an increase in triglyceride levels in the bloodstream. And too much of it can eventually lead to fatty liver disease. What's more, the repeated consumption of too much sugar can also make your liver less effective in regulating blood sugar levels. This not only increases the risk of type 2 diabetes, but also raises the chances of developing metabolic syndrome, which is a combination of high blood sugar, high blood pressure, excess body fat, and abnormal cholesterol levels. With all these risks, it's highly recommended to limit your sugar intake to a maximum of 25 grams per day for women, while it's 36 grams per day for men. And since we've mentioned sugar, it's vital to mention one thing that's full of it, yet people love consuming it. Number 2. Soft drinks. Did you know that soft drinks, besides being loaded with sugar, are also packed with artificial sweeteners and additives? All these things can really mess with our health, especially our liver. In particular, they raise triglyceride levels, which can lead to fatty liver disease. Not only that, they can also mess with our insulin and liver function, making us more likely to get type 2 diabetes and metabolic syndrome. If you can't bear to part with soft drinks, it's best to limit it to just 1 to 3 servings a day, whether you're drinking from a can or a bottle. Number 3. Red meats. This is often seen as a bit of a mixed bag when it comes to health. On one hand, red meat is packed with important nutrients that our bodies need, like iron, protein, and zinc. But it can also be high in cholesterol and saturated fat, which, in excess amounts, may increase our cholesterol and triglyceride levels to above normal levels. And that can raise the chances of getting fatty liver disease. Another thing to consider is that red meat contains heme iron, which some experts say can lead to the production of harmful free radicals. These can cause damage to our liver cells, leading to oxidative stress and inflammation. If you want to enjoy the benefits of eating red meat while minimizing the risks, make sure to limit your consumption to around 500 grams per week. The thing is, red meats are not the only type of meat you need to limit for your liver's health. Number 4. Processed meats. Just like with red meat, it's important to keep your consumption of processed meats to around 500 grams per week. Why? Well, processed meats go through smoking, curing, salting, or preservation with chemicals like nitrates or nitrites. These chemicals can lead to the production of nitrosamines. These are carcinogenic or harmful compounds that can damage the DNA in your liver cells and potentially cause liver cancer. Not only that, but processed meats are often high in salt, fat, and calories. So, eating too much of these can contribute to the development of fatty liver disease and obesity. Number 5. Grapefruit and grapefruit juice. You might be surprised to see grapefruit on this list, since it's a fruit with impressive health benefits. Packed with fiber, vitamin C, and antioxidants, it's definitely a nutritious choice, right? However, here's something to keep in mind. Grapefruit can interact with certain medications, particularly those metabolized by the liver. These include antibiotics, antihistamines, and statins. This interaction can potentially increase the levels of these medications in your bloodstream, and it could ultimately lead to unwanted effects such as liver damage, muscle pain, or kidney failure. To stay on the safe side, it's recommended to have no more than 1 serving of grapefruit or grapefruit juice per day, especially if you're taking any medications that could be affected by grapefruit. Number 6. Caffeine. So here's the thing. Caffeine is a widely known stimulant that many people love drinking in various forms due to its ability to boost alertness, energy, and mood. But it's important to be aware of the potential downsides it can have on our liver and overall health. You see, research has shown that caffeine actually promotes the production of cortisol. This is a stress hormone that can cause oxidative stress and inflammation, in not just the liver, but also in other important organs. On top of that, caffeine has been found to mess with the liver's natural metabolic processes, which could lead to a buildup of toxins in our bloodstream. To keep things in check, experts recommend sticking to no more than 400 milligrams of caffeine per day, which is roughly equivalent to about 4 cups of coffee. Gotta find that healthy balance, right? Number 7. Salt. Consuming excessive salt can have a range of negative effects on your health. For example, it can really make your blood pressure shoot up, which then increases your risk of getting cardiovascular diseases like heart attack and stroke. Plus, the excess salt in your body can make you retain fluids. Fluid retention can really strain your liver and kidneys, potentially causing problems with their functions. And if you have liver disease, consuming too much salt can make your symptoms worse. To keep your liver and your entire body healthy, limit your salt intake to no more than 2,300 milligrams per day. But if you have high blood pressure or kidney disease, you should aim for an even lower limit of no more than 1,500 milligrams. Quick pause. If you're finding value here, hit subscribe and comment "I subscribed," and we'll personally reply to thank you. Number 8. Mushrooms. These are a nutritious source of fiber, protein, and vitamin D. But it's important to be aware that while most mushrooms are safe to consume, some varieties can contain toxins that have the potential to harm the liver. For instance, the Amanita phalloides, commonly known as the death cap mushroom, is highly poisonous. It can lead to acute liver failure or even death if ingested. Similarly, certain parts of the Agaricus bisperus or the white button mushroom contain hydrazine, a carcinogen that's associated with liver cancer. That being said, it's a good idea to enjoy mushrooms in moderation. Ideally, you can have 1 serving of fresh, thoroughly cleaned, and properly cooked mushrooms per day. This can help lower any potential risks related to their consumption. Number 9. Dairy products. You probably know that dairy products such as cheese, milk, and yogurt are abundant with essential nutrients. They're chock full of vitamin D, calcium, and protein, which are crucial for our overall health. But it's also important to recognize that these products also contain higher levels of lactose and fat. And when consumed excessively, they may contribute to elevated levels of cholesterol and triglycerides in the blood, as well as the development of fatty liver disease. Also, lactose, which is a natural sugar found in dairy products, can present challenges for those who suffer from lactose intolerance or have a lactose deficiency. They may experience symptoms such as gas, bloating, or diarrhea when consuming dairy products. If you can't stop munching on cheese and other dairy products, aim to limit it to 2-3 servings per day. This way, it won't have detrimental effects on your liver. Number 10. Spicy foods. Spicy foods can definitely add some flavor and excitement to your meals, but it's important to keep in mind how they can affect your digestion. See, when you eat spicy foods, they can irritate your esophagus, stomach, and intestines, which can lead to discomfort and digestive issues. You might experience things like heartburn, acid reflux, or indigestion. These issues can also put extra pressure on your abdominal cavity, which isn't great for your liver. Your liver needs proper blood flow to function properly, and the increased pressure from spicy foods can compromise that. If you already have a liver condition, these symptoms can even get worse. Given all that, it's generally a good idea to enjoy spicy foods no more than once or twice a week. Number 11. Fried foods. Did you know that fried foods are loaded with calories and unhealthy fats? So, when you consume these foods, they can increase the fat levels in your liver and kidneys, as well as raise your cholesterol and triglyceride levels in your bloodstream. This can potentially lead to fatty liver disease. And that's not all. Fried foods can also produce advanced glycation end products, which are harmful substances that can cause oxidative stress and inflammation in your liver and other organs. That's why it's a good idea to limit your intake of fried foods to just once or twice a week. Number 12. Rice, pasta, and white bread. These refined carbohydrates lack essential nutrients like fiber, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. So, when you consume these carbs, they can cause a rapid spike in blood sugar levels. This makes your pancreas produce more insulin, negatively affecting your liver function. Plus, they have the potential to elevate your triglyceride levels and contribute to the development of fatty liver disease. So, it's a good idea to limit your intake of refined carbs to no more than half of your daily carbohydrate consumption. Number 13. Alcohol. This takes the top spot when it comes to causing liver damage worldwide. When you drink too much alcohol, it messes with your liver's natural processes, creating harmful substances that really mess with your liver cells. Your liver then becomes vulnerable to conditions like alcoholic hepatitis, fatty liver disease, and cirrhosis. And now, let's explore some superfoods that detox and renew your kidneys naturally. Click on this video now to find out!